Hi, I'm Aimee, and today I want to talk about the lunar eclipse happening in the sign of Aries in Ashwini Nakshatra. And that would be because the moon is going to be in Bharani at 10 degrees 53 minutes in Aries, which is the second nakshatra. And Rahu, the north node, is going to be in Ashwini, the first nakshatra, which belongs to Ketu, which is currently in Chitra nakshatra, in the sign of Libra, opposite the sign of Aries. And the sun is debilitated at 10 degrees 58 minutes in the nakshatra Swati, which is a nakshatra ruled by Rahu in Venus's sign Libra. So, to further explain this, Aries is the natural first house, the house of the self, and that is where the north node and the moon and Jupiter are during this eclipse. So the north node is going to be 0 degrees 9 minutes in the nakshatra of Ashwini, which is the nakshatra of transport. And Ashwini is ruled by Ketu, the south node, which is in opposition, which is a very hard, it's a confrontation. And Ketu, the south node, is in the 7th house, Libra, along with Mars, which rules the first house of the self, and the sun, and Mercury. The sun is debilitated at 10 degrees Libra, and it's currently at 10 degrees 58, so it is debilitated in the nakshatra of Swati, which is the nakshatra of the north node Rahu. So there's an exchange here of energies. And also Venus is in the last degrees of Leo, which is the sun's zodiac sign, and the sun is in Venus's sign, which is Libra. So there's also an exchange there, and that is ruled by the sun. But the sun, when it's in Libra, is debilitated, so there's a lot of ego, and there could be a lot of clashes between egos, and there could be very fiery, explosive, sudden behaviors. And there's a lot of aspects on the moon, and the moon is a soft planet, and it's in the sign of Aries, and the Lord, which is Mars, is 7th from his own sign, which is not a great position for Mars. So it's very upset in that position. So it's more aggressive even. So there could be a lot of fights. There could be a lot of arguments. There could be even bullying type of behavior towards some people, or you might experience that, or you might witness that. And as we've seen, there's a lot of explosive behavior on a collective level as well. And it's all about boundaries also, because the nodes have to do also with boundaries and with karma. So if you feel that people are disrespecting your boundaries, if you feel that people are testing your boundaries, if you feel that people make you feel in some way disrespected and taken for granted, or violating your boundaries, you do have the right to stand up for yourself and definitely take a stand on your position on regarding whatever it is. If it's somebody that you love, or if it's like a co-worker, or if it's a, if it's a work situation, you can deal with it and even channel it through HR. If it's a personal relationship, you might tell the person that you've crossed these boundaries, or I would rather you do this, and you try to do it in a diplomatic way, because the nodes are very explosive and sudden behavior. So try to keep your equanimity, to maintain it, and to diplomatically tell the person, put them in their place, but in a diplomatic way. You can definitely do that. That's because that's what Libra kind of rules, relationships. So others are not going to make it, unfortunately, because some people are going to make you feel like you've had it, and that's also valid. And if that's the way you feel about it, then you should definitely either let them know or not let them know and block them. Whatever it is that you decide to do, try to keep your equanimity, because to avoid further escalation or violence, because South Node, Mars, and the Sun are very violent, very harsh, fiery planets. And especially the Sun, because it's debilitated, so it's not in dignity, and it's very tamasic energy, very toxic. So that's a lot of toxicity. So if you feel that you're dealing with a toxic situation and you feel that you've had enough of it, definitely feel cut it off, to stop it in its tracks, to tell it like it is to whoever it is that you're saying it to. Try to do it in a way that is not hurtful, is what I would say. But definitely do stand up for yourself, and definitely do not take anything that you don't feel that you should take. Having said that, take care of your health, and be forgiving. Forgiveness is not about the other person as much as it is for yourself, because that's exactly what Aries is all about, the self. So when you forgive the other person, you're forgiving them for yourself, because you don't have to live with that person in your mind. You don't have to live repeating the same story over and over again of what they did to you. And it's a way to release and let go of that. But do it with love. Don't do it in an explosive way. Do it in a loving way. Do it in a way that is nurturing for you. And that's something I wanted to say. When you're assessing whether this relationship is worth keeping or not, because as a Libra myself, relationships are very important, but how you show up in relationships is important too. It's not just that we have to keep all relationships just because they're relationships and everybody's important. Yes, everybody's important, but people have a role in our lives, whether it's for a season or for the rest of our lives. And when people show you who they are, take it at face value, and do what's necessary for you, because in the end, that's what matters. That you're safe, that you're okay, that you feel good. And if you feel that you're mistreated, if you feel that people are being toxic to you, if you feel that you're being gaslighted, if you feel that you're being treated poorly, disrespected, not valued enough, do take the action you deem necessary to restore your sense of self and security, and do put people in their place. You can do that in a loving way. You can also forgive them. And when you forgive them, you're releasing them, and you're releasing yourself from that negative emotion and that toxicity. Forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is to set you free. And having said that, I hope you have a great full moon eclipse. It's the end of the eclipses for Libra and Aries. The nodes are going to be shifting soon to Virgo and Pisces. And that's another video. So remember to take a shower or bathe after the eclipse is over. And do not eat during the eclipse. It's best to complete fast. And you can chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, or you can chant Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.